Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some big news coming out in regards to Ukraine to share with all of you here today. We have reports that two major military aid packages have been announced for Ukraine in just the last 24 hours. On yesterday's date, September 25th, 2024, the United States Biden administration announced $375 million in aid for Ukraine. We'll go over that package and the details in just a moment. Also, today, on today's date, September 26, 2024, a massive $8 billion in weapons and military aid was announced for Ukraine as well. And some huge news in regards to this $8 billion going to Ukraine is Ukraine is going to be receiving the Joint Standoff weapon. This is a glide bomb that Ukraine will be able to use on their F-16's, and I think they have approximately upwards of 130 kilometers of range. So I'm not sure if they'll be using these inside of Russia. I don't think they have permission at this time to use them, but definitely should be a good addition to their F-16's that they currently have right now. And I think the Biden administration also is going to be ramping up efforts next year to train more F-16 pilots for Ukraine. So I want to go into all these details today, kind of dive into this, and share all of the aid that has been announced for Ukraine in the last 24 hours. So let's go ahead and start over here on X. I've got this report from Nexta. The USA will send Ukraine a new military aid package worth $375 million, the White House has said. The new package will include cluster munitions, shells for HIMARS, MLRS, as well as Javelin and TOW missiles. In addition, the U.S. plans to announce more than $8 billion in military aid to Ukraine on Thursday. Okay, so major military aid going to Ukraine once again. And if you notice, a lot of the aid packages have been relatively smaller. They've been in like the hundreds of millions, like hovering no higher for the most part than like 500 million is what we've seen over the past couple months. And I think this is because this 8 billion that the US was planning to allocate for Ukraine was going to be used by the end of September. There was a major amount of money, I think it was somewhere between like 6 and 8 billion that was going to be expiring for Ukraine from previous packages in the past. Looks like the Biden administration was able to allocate these funds and send them over to Ukraine. So that's what we're going to discuss today as well. So let's jump over to this article and dive in and start talking about this $8 billion that has also been announced for Ukraine on Reuters. Biden announces $8 billion in military aid for Ukraine. This coming out today, September 26, 2024. Here was Zelensky in Washington. And it says down here, U.S. President Joe Biden announced more than $8 billion in military assistance for Ukraine on Thursday to help Kyiv win this war against Russian invaders, using a visit by President Vladimir Zelensky to make a major commitment. Okay, so if you notice, one of his major statements of why he sent this $8 billion to Ukraine is to help them win the war. Okay, so that's obviously a huge message going out to Ukraine. And it says the aid includes the first shipment of a precision-guided glide bomb called the Joint Standoff weapon with a range up to 81 miles or 130 kilometers. Medium-range missile gives Ukraine a major upgrade to the weapons it is using to strike Russian forces, allowing the Ukrainians to do it at safer distances. The bomb, capable of striking targets with high accuracy, is to be dropped from fighter jets. Biden will not announce that Washington would let Ukraine use U.S. missiles to hit targets deeper in Russia, U.S. officials said. So again, when it comes to long-range strikes, as I expected, I don't see the Biden administration lifting restrictions for Ukraine to strike inside Russia anytime soon, and maybe never. Who knows? It would probably be some sort of last-ditch effort if they did do that. But we'll still see. I'm not sure if the UK is going to lift restrictions on the British Storm Shadow missile. I haven't heard any updates in regards to that. But when it comes to US-made missiles, doesn't look like they're going to let them hit targets inside Russia. Also, considering that they only gave them a medium-range missile for right now. Supporting Ukraine, which Russia invaded in February 2022, has been a U.S. top priority, Biden said in a statement. This is why today I am announcing a surge in security assistance for Ukraine and a series of additional actions to help Ukraine win this war, said Biden, who leaves office in January. The bulk of new aid, $5.5 billion, is to be allocated before Monday's end of the U.S. fiscal year. When the funding authority is set to expire, another $2.4 billion is under the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, which allows the Biden administration to buy weapons from Ukraine or for Ukraine from companies rather than pulling them from U.S. stocks. So that's something I've been hearing is supposedly the U.S. has low stocks on weapons because of everything they've been sending to Ukraine. And this is also why apparently they're starting to pull stocks from actual companies rather than U.S. war stocks. So it says this will provide Ukraine with additional air defense, unmanned aerial systems, and air-to-ground munitions, as well as strengthen Ukraine's defense industrial base and support its maintenance and sustainment requirements, Biden said. Under his plan, the president said the Defense Department will refurbish and provide Ukraine with additional Patriot air defense battery and more Patriot missiles. Biden ordered the Pentagon to expand training for Ukrainian F-16 pilots, including by supporting the training of additional 18 pilots next year. Zelensky thanked Biden and the U.S. Congress for the new military aid package, saying Ukraine would use it in the most efficient and transparent manner. Okay, so huge news right here. Looks like they're going to be getting an additional Patriot air defense battery and more Patriot missiles, which will help them better defend their skies. And also, Biden ordering the Pentagon to expand training for F-16 pilots, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, so 18 additional pilots will be trained next year. Okay, so that shows also most likely they're expecting this war to continue on through the rest of the year next year. I am grateful to the United States for providing the items that are most critical to protecting our people, Zelensky said on X, mentioning the Patriot battery, drones, and long-range missiles. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be getting a massive amount of support once again from the United States. So again, $8 billion or over $8 billion in support coming from the U.S. and also with the addition of these JSOW missiles, the Joint Standoff weapon, that should be very effective for Ukraine to strike targets inside of their territory. And again, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to use these inside of Russia at this time. But we'll probably be seeing these widely used inside the front line and should be very effective while Ukraine continues to build their air force and get more F-16 pilots at the same time. So just wanted to share some of these details, just a quick update to let you guys know of the aid packages that have been announced over the last 24 hours. So it looks like a massive amount of aid going to Ukraine very soon. So that's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.